Good morning,
Good morning,
Roberto.
Eric.
Welcome to South China Morning Post studio. So Vitasoy International is a big beverage brand, and I know that your company has been looking into your climate change risk and impact. So can you talk a little bit about what findings from your study have been, and in terms of dealing with the physical assets, the risk? Yeah.
Thank you, Eric. So our company produces products which derive from agriculture, and therefore, as such, it is exposed to climate.
Yes.
We have experienced over the last decade a number of events, interestingly, both floods and droughts. Okay, and so we normally and regularly do climate risk assessment in the company, primarily with the goal to protect our infrastructure. We have manufacturing plants, that are located in different countries where we do business, and also make sure that we anticipate whether climate events or climate conditions might affect our sourcing. And so, for example, there are situations where floods might disrupt supply, but there are also situations where the raw material sourcing might be affected. Like in Australia, we had a product line that is using organic soybeans, and a number of years ago, primarily due to drought, it was basically impossible to actually source this raw material from Australia, so we had to actually import from the United States. That experience told us that we need to be very anticipative in understanding what are our risks, and we are basically abiding by these guidelines on a going basis now.
Sure. So that's one major aspect of adapting to climate change, right?
Yes.
And the other aspect is to mitigate the impact of climate change. And as a corporation, you have the social responsibility, right? So, and one key aspect is the energy management, the energy efficiency. Yes. And I understand your company has a goal just over a decade. By next financial year, you want to cut that or improve your efficiency by 25%.
Yes.
So, and I think you have been on track. You're currently about halfway. Can you talk a little bit about the opportunities for you to manage your energy consumption, and what are the barriers and how are you tackling them?
Yes, so we have a sustainability framework which has two pillars. One of the pillars is making products the right way, and this includes our efforts to reduce water and to reduce energy. And in 2014, 10 years ago, we set a glide path, 5 years and 10 years, to reduce compared to the baseline of 2013-14 by 25%. So to give you an idea, currently, for our company to produce a liter of soy milk, we would require 3+ liters of water. Okay, and there is an opportunity for us to continue to reduce. We are on track to continue to reduce. While in the case of energy, we have been on track, but encountered some challenges depending on the fluctuation of the business. So if we utilize our manufacturing plants or don't, then basically this glide path might be affected. But broadly speaking, we are quite close to the target that we set 10 years ago.
So basically, you're looking to use more renewable energy where it's available, and then what other ways can you reduce or improve your energy efficiency? Yeah.
The manufacturing plants, it starts primarily from measuring, and installing measurement system that enable us to understand what is the baseline. And let's say that as we started in 2014-15, it was really the first time that we started putting an active effort on this, and so there were a number of lower hanging fruits, primarily driven by interventions in the manufacturing process. I think that we are also working in the future to see what on a global benchmarking, what is best in class. As part of that best in class exercise, we were talking about carbon reduction, that we will probably need to also improve our use of renewable energy.
Sure. And I understand a lot of your supply chain emissions are actually not directly derived from you. It's from your partners in the supply chain, upstream and downstream. And so for you to work with them to reduce that so that it will shrink your carbon footprint as well, how do you work with them and influence them?
Yes. So basically, Eric, as you mentioned, scope 3 would be compared to scope 1 and 2 would be 5 to 1. That is the kind of ratio.
So 5 is
Five is
the
scope
supply
3.
chain partners.
5 is scope 3 compared to 1 and 2 being 1. Okay? That's the kind of ratio to give a bit of a sense. Obviously, 1 and 2 are more under our control. All right? And so we're working now on continuing to reduce. In the case of scope 3, we are leveraging local suppliers for all our raw materials. And so we have guidelines, we're working with them to ensure that they abide by sustainability practices as much as possible. But we are at the stage as a company now of measuring our impact. We have not yet set a goal for let's say 2050 or 2060, but we're in the process of setting this goal. We just want to make sure that the goal that we set has a higher level of confidence and has a higher level of building blocks so we can actually achieve it.
And you will soon announce a target for, is it 2030, 31 year financial
We're
year?
working, yeah, we're working because we're working within the sort of big goal to also look at the scope 1 and 2 that are more under our control and announce a reduction of the scope 1 and 2 that we can commit to. And then our commitment is always with the view that we are fairly confident of the investment required that we're going to make to get there, but always having a spirit to do even better than that.
Sure. Thank you so much for your time and sharing today on your sustainability journey.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Roberto.
Thank you.